హాయ్ హలో వెల్కమ్ టు సాక్షి. మన ముందు ఒక స్పెషల్ గెస్ట్ ఉన్నారు. మొన్న ఓటీటీలో ఇలాగనే ఒక మూవీ వచ్చింది కాల్డ్ గ్యారా గ్యారా, ఐ మీన్ సిరీస్, సారీ. సో ఇప్పుడు వాళ్ళు మన ముందు ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళని అడిగి తెలుసుకుందాం అసలు గ్యారా గ్యారా అంటే ఏంటో. హలో గైస్, హౌ ఆర్ యూ?
Very good. How are you?
ఓకే, సో ద ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్, how much are you liking Hyderabad?
Loving the rains and the pleasant weather.
Okay, so you guys didn't have like a thing like, oh my god, it's raining, this.
I mean, it is raining in Bombay as well, but
Yeah,
it's
so
quite hot and
Rains
it's
you're
pleasant
familiar
over here.
with when you're living in Bombay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what is Gyaarah Gyaarah? Why is it named as Gyaarah Gyaarah? Because 11:11 is just like we wish.
Exactly.
So
It's a cosmic number, you know, it's a universal number, and also why it holds a special significance is because it's when the clock hits 11:11 is when something magical happens in the show as well,
Okay.
where the world, the story is set up, is everything is real,
Okay.
and it's only when Gyaarah Gyaarah strikes on the clock is when something magical, something almost unreal happens,
Okay.
where two different timelines are connected through a walkie-talkie,
okay.
and hence Gyaarah Gyaarah.
So you tell me, what is your character in this like?
So my character's name is Vamika.
Okay.
She is in both the timelines, as Dhairya was saying that there are two timelines.
Okay.
In the past timeline, Vamika has just joined the police force.
Okay.
So she's a young officer who's eager to please, eager to prove herself, and is still finding her feet. Has a mentor in Dhairya's
Okay.
character. Has some feelings for this character.
Okay.
At the same time, is really proud of her job. Her father was a police officer, so she wants to make her father, her family proud.
Okay.
So she's that, how we are when we start a new job.
Yeah,
And in the present timeline, which is 15 years later, she has risen up the ranks and become the DSP. She now heads the department. She has a cold case unit. Cold cases are the cases that happened 15 years back,
Okay.
and that are going to be buried now.
Okay.
So there is a stipulated time. So it's almost like a race against time for all of us to solve those cases as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Otherwise, they will be closed forever.
Okay.
And in this chaos, like he was saying, that Dhairya's character and Raghav's characters connect with each other through a mysterious walkie-talkie that
Okay.
comes alive every time the clock strikes Gyaarah Gyaarah.
Okay.
And we all get some crucial information to solve that crime.
Okay. So first time when you heard the story, like you guys, what did you think, like how it's gonna be and all? How was the experience overall?
The first time when you hear it, it's uncommon, it's
Okay.
rare, it's unique, it's special.
Okay.
I think these are the words that first you can describe it the moment you read it, because I mean, Kritika says this often, is that it's such a popular genre, and for your, and again in this fast-paced world where we live in, where we are so easily distracted, you have to tell something compelling, something special.
Okay.
There are already so many crime thriller stories out there, so now why would we tell another?
Yeah.
So it's a popular genre, loved genre, but now you have to tell something different. That's what Gyaarah Gyaarah is. That it's a crime thriller,
Okay.
but it's told in a very fresh perspective, a new twist. There's this element of time, where this fantasy element of how two
Okay.
timelines are being connected through a walkie-talkie. Now, when you put that in a crime thriller setup, it makes it fresh. It makes it unique.
Okay.
And because it's a story which has been adapted so many times, every good story really travels, and that's what Gyaarah Gyaarah is.
Okay.
That the moment you watch the first episode, you're hooked onto it, like you want to know more, you just keep consuming it. So it's that. So that's the special feature about Gyaarah Gyaarah. That's the unique characteristic of Gyaarah Gyaarah. What was your second question? Why is it so special?
Yeah.
Of you are part of a great story.
Yeah.
You have a great part in it. You have great producers producing it, and now
Great co-actors.
star actors.
Tried my best.
Yeah, exactly. Another USP. See, the star of the show.
Yeah.
So that, and now that, like I said, because good stories travel, Hence, now our show is going to be in local language. It's going to be dubbed in Telugu as well.
Okay, when
So
is that
now-
dance though? Like Telugu
This month,
language?
sometime this month.
Sometime this
Very
month. So
soon.
then, even once you watch it in your own language, I think there's another deeper connect with the story. You resonate with it more. So then you will know what I'm talking about. The moment you just watch the first episode, and also it's free. No subscription.
Okay.
Only for the first, then you have to subscribe.
उसके बाद you will want to. उसके बाद you will want to.
Okay, so in this series, what is your favorite scene? Like particularly, like this is my favorite scene, kind of, for both of you.
Oh gosh. I think one of my favorite scenes definitely is a scene that I have with Dhairya, which was I think your first scene, that our staircase scene.
Yeah.
There is a scene where Vamika is upset. She's just seen a dead body. She was in the post-mortem room and she's really shaken up by that. And she comes out and she's sitting on her, and she's had some difficult past. So this has kind of triggered some trauma for her, and she's sitting on the staircase breaking down. And Shaurya, who is her boss, spots her, and he comes and he sits with her.
Okay.
And she's trying to put up a brave front, but internally she's, this young scared girl. And he can see through that, and he can, as another officer, he knows what the duty demands of her. And he comforts her and gives her an orange to eat while having this wonderful heartwarming conversation. So it's like the show, even though it is a crime drama, it has these tender moments of interpersonal relationships.
Okay.
For me personally, they are very important in a story, because that's where you find something relatable and you connect with the characters. So that's definitely one of my favorite scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about you?
For me, one of those scenes. Also, it was because my first day. The scene that she just described. That
Your
was
first
day
evening.
one.
No, first day.
That was day
First
one.
day,
Day
yeah,
one for
yeah.
me.
Okay.
So especially that, like, I was thrown in the deep end.
Yeah.
A difficult scene with your star. So I had to be on my toes. So
Don't overcompensate now just because you
she
didn't say
took care
anything
of
nice
me,
about
no?
your co-actors earlier.
So that. Then there's a scene where so my character Shaurya, he's had a personal loss in his life, and now he's in a theater
Okay.
watching a film which he had promised somebody who's no longer with him. So there's an empty chair next to me in a packed theater, where the entire audience is laughing, but it's only Shaurya who is grieving. So
That's a wonderful shot. I love that too. Yeah.
that was a wonderful scene. I really enjoyed that.
Okay, so on sets, do you guys had any memory, like this is our memory? While shooting, you will have some memory, no? Ki,
I have a permanent memory. I have a mark. First day of action, slipped. I have a mark on my knee. Permanent mark. Gyaarah Gyaarah is left on me.
No such injuries, only good memories I have
Okay.
from the shoot. We were shooting in Dehradun and Mussoorie, so shooting in like lovely, beautiful scenes all around us, and great weather, and great food, very peaceful. The hills have a certain feeling to them, and we were there for a long time. So some great memories were made there, and everything that's happening to our characters on the show is very intense.
Okay.
So there weren't many light
So
moments.
the hills, the pleasant Uttarakhand mountains were
Yeah.
really the
was a good respite
respite
from
all
the intense lives that our characters were leading. At least after pack up, we could be like, oh, now
God,
there's
it's
some
done.
peace.
Yeah. Also, it was nostalgic for me because I've grown up in Dehradun. I've done my schooling 12 years in Dehradun.
Okay.
So going back to Dehradun
So you're
now,
connected, like
Yeah. So story, Shaurya, Dhairya, all rooted in Dehradun.
Okay, so in this, the main aspect is what? Like the entire series, what is the main aspect?
Gyaarah Gyaarah. The moment you watch it, you'll realize it. First episode, sit 10-15 minutes into it, and and I say this not because I'm trying to sell it.
Okay.
It's the feedback that we've been hearing and that we've been getting from the audiences, general people, your friends who have nothing to do with the business, but are just general audiences, really. So it's like I said, for actors, also for us, the story when we read it was so distinct and so different.
Okay.
And it's the same for the viewer itself, because it is such a surprise element and such a pleasant surprise, but at the same time, it's perplexing, confusing that how is this happening, because everything is real. It's only when Gyaarah Gyaarah happens that something fantastical or something out of the ordinary, something magical is happening, and that's what really grabs your attention. And every time now you're just eager, when is it going to be 11:11 again?
Okay, so how many days it took to like overall the entire shooting and everything and all?
We did multiple schedules. We shot most of it in Dehradun and Mussoorie, and then we came back to Mumbai and did some interior scenes, some inside the office and those kind of stuff.
More or so 3-4 months.
Yeah.
So 3-4 months, everything was done and edited, and then
No, just
cut?
the shooting.
No,
bit.
just
Okay,
the
just the
shoot.
shooting.
Yes.
So after the first cut, how did you guys feel yourself seeing in their characters, in that character, seeing that, oh my god, is it
I was
us
like,
alike?
oh my god, Bhamika.
Rubbish. I am very critical of myself. So the first time I watch anything, I'm just like, oh my god, I should have done this better. That should have been like this and all of that. And the first time that I watch, I'm never really able to immerse fully because I'm constantly scrutinizing myself and my performance. But when we watched it at the screening, our premiere, then it was a lot of fun because it all came together, with music, with VFX, with all of those things. Then I could really enjoy it as a story and not look at it from only my point of view. I could watch it like an audience, and
If
that
you
was a lot
want
of
a
fun.
first opinion and objective opinion, never ask an actor.
Yeah.
The actor's only looking at himself. The hair is not looking fine. What is he doing? What are you doing? Go. You don't belong here. I think you don't know how to act.
Yeah.
So you're just criticizing yourself and just scrutinizing yourself more than anything as an actor. The first view is that, so you'll never be objective. It's only after a while when things just cool off.
Yeah.
That
Okay,
you get
so
some
you guys had
subjective.
fun on sets and all. You guys had fun, or else it was only work. So how was
We
it?
were very sincere during the shoot, I have
During
to
the
say.
shoot, yes.
Dhairya definitely was. He was working and going to the gym for 3 hours a day. I don't know.
What to do now? You're playing a cop.
Yeah. And so he was just very busy with that. We got some time off as well. And like I said, being in a beautiful place with so much nature around you was refreshing.
Okay.
It almost felt like you're on vacation but also working.
Okay.
So that was really nice. But the shoot process was quite grueling because it is an intense drama, and all of us are dealing with a very complex character arc, so we had to prepare also.
So on sets, is there any changes happened? Like on sets after doing the bit, you'll be like, no, we'll just do it again. Like the dialogues or anything.
Keeps happening all the time, no matter how much you rehearse, whether you read it by yourself or even when you do readings before that, unless you reach the actual location and the geography of the room can change something.
Correct.
The furniture of the room can change the choice that you're going to make, when are you going to sit, when are you going to get up. Sometimes if your co-actor improvises and says something, acting is also reacting, so you have to react to that. So something out of the script you're going to say. And sometimes you do something and maybe by then the director has another goal in mind. So they want to change something. So these things always happen. That's why, I try to prep as much that I'm very comfortable with my lines. And I know what I'm doing and I'm not searching for my lines or trying to remember. But at the same time, I'm not fixed on them. I'm open to any spontaneous improvisation or addition that happens on set.
That's the fun part of it as well. That you are prepped when you land on set, but there's room for this adaptability, flexibility. That some creative genius moment from your co-actor or from the location that you thought of it a certain way, but maybe it rains or maybe a table was a prop and got broken. Now you can't replace it. You sort of change it.
So
your director will have a different perspective at the moment because he's looking it on the monitor. He's seeing it. So there are a lot of times when he thinks that this is not as I envisioned it. Let's change it. And sometimes it's a mix of a lot of things really. Also, my character wasn't so aggressive or so action packed. That's probably when I started doing it. that my director felt that, you know, yes, like let's mold it around him all.
Okay.
So I just became more aggressive and more action. I'm just throwing people here, left, right, and center.
Okay.
So yeah, all these changes keep happening, and mostly for the better.
Okay. So now the characters of yours in the series, how much are you relating it to in your real life? Are you guys relating to it like thoda sa?
Yeah, I think Vamika is relatable. Of course, I can't relate with the job of being a police
Yeah,
officer.
yeah,
I
of
tried
course.
to understand it. I tried to portray it truthfully. I actually watched a lot of interviews of young women officers,
Okay.
how they got in, how they prepared for the entrance, what
Okay.
it means to them, and you know what their day-to-day life is like. There are lots of videos on YouTube that I watched of, especially young women in the UP and Haryana police.
Okay.
There's lots of them. So I saw that. But apart from the job, as a person, I could really relate with her. I relate with how sensitive she is, but at the same time how stubborn she is.
Okay.
You know, there is something there's a sadness that she's carrying with herself, but when duty calls, she forgets about everything and she'll do what her duty demands her to do, no matter what. So she will keep that before her own emotions, because that's the job that she's in. She
Right.
can't get emotional at that point.
Okay.
Also because there is a whole journey of her from a fresher to somebody who's become senior in the force. I think I relate with that now, because
Okay.
many years back when I started acting, I know that feeling of nervousness when you start something new. I know that, I felt that.
Okay.
And then over the years, when you get comfortable doing something, you have a certain confidence. And even people around you have that confidence in you, that they know that you know your job now. You'll do well. So that happens to her as well. And that was very relatable to me.
Okay. So what is your character story?
A lot of things not so relatable about Shaurya.
Right?
First things-
Aren't you the angry young man?
You can't throw people left, right, and center in real life. I'll be behind bars then. So you can't do that. But a lot of aspirational qualities in Shaurya. That and maybe some lessons from Shaurya's journey as well. That no matter how life gets tough, be kind to yourself, to others. Maintain your pureness, your authenticity. I think that's something to look up to in Shaurya. Although Shaurya changes, but you can learn from Shaurya's journey. And also very machismo doesn't have to be cold and just brute force and aggressive.
Okay.
Machismo is knowing your strengths and knowing when to display them, but at the same time being in touch with your emotions, being sensible, being sensitive to yourself, to others, towards others. I think Shaurya teaches you that, shows you that as well.
I know, Shaurya sir. I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there any specific dialogue which you like the most one? The most? The one dialogue?
There's actually a dialogue that Raghav's character says in the show.
Okay.
Yug says कि कभी-कभी सबसे अच्छे लोगों के साथ में सबसे बुरा होता है.
Okay.
And that kind of like stays with me, because I see that around in the world,
Real,
and I
yeah.
sometimes wonder कि ऐसा क्यों होता है.
Past change हो सकता है इंस्पेक्टर युग.
Ah, nice.
बस हिम्मत मत हारना.
Okay, so what else this entire storyline, like not storyline basically, what the end, what will happen, the climax scene? Not reveal the actual climax, but thoda sa like little.
So over the season, we are going to solve 3 cases.
No. Let them figure that out.
But that much I'm saying. They shouldn't feel कि पहला case खत्म हुआ तो it's over. It's not over.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's not over, na. The thing is that you can't stop watching it the moment you start watching it.
Okay.
So my advice to you is get all your bottle of water, your refreshments, your popcorn ready, because the moment you start watching it,
Okay.
you will just keep watching it and keep eating it. So
Okay.
you need to have a streaming party.
Okay. Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, all the best to you guys. We are actually waiting for Telugu
Yes.
dubbing. So
Yes.
we're just gonna watch.
Yeah.
Though I understand Hindi, I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
it.
I mean, if you want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
watch
yeah.
in Hindi, it's available on the
Yeah.
service, but it's
Yeah.
going to be available in Telugu also really, really soon on Z5.
Sure.
So we hope that more people will watch and
Yes.
tell us what they think.
Yes, all the best to you guys. Okay, guys.
Thank you.
చూడండి OTT లో Z5 లో. Thank you.